You are welcome to the Messiah Revelation Ministry, prophetic end time ministry. As the Lord is coming very soon, we see signs, and one of the signs that we see is wars and rumors of wars. Today we are looking at the prophecy in Matthew 24. Jesus outlined the signs of the end times, and he said that there will be wars and rumors of wars. So we are focusing on wars. Why the wars? And today we are establishing the fact that the wars are part of the plans of Satan to preempt the prophecies in the Bible and also to establish a world that will be controlled by the Antichrist. This is how we see the wars that are coming into the world, and we'll be looking at the major wars that occurred in the world. And for you to understand prophecy, you have to look at the writings of the agents of Lucifer, and you can see from their writings why the wars came, the First World War and the Second World War. There are sinister forces in the world. They planned the wars, and the First World War, the Second World War came from the plans, the agenda, the manifesto of occult leaders, occult personalities and characters. And you have to read the books written by Albert Pike. Albert Pike was a master mason, and he was a member of the Freemason, and he laid out the groundwork, the footprint and the outline for the wars that should come into the world. And you can also read a book by William Carr. The title of the book, Satan, the Prince of this World. Satan is the prince of this world, and you can decipher it from John 14, verse 30. Jesus Christ, the Messiah, said, "The prince of this world is coming, and he has not taken anything from the prince of this world." Unfortunately, there are people in this world, professors in the universities, pastors in the church, presidents and prime ministers. They have taken something from Lucifer. They owe Lucifer a debt of gratitude because their powers, their wealth and influence is as a result of a covenant that they have signed with Lucifer. So let's look at the First World War. What was the agenda behind the First World War? The agenda of the First World War was to turn Russia into a communist state. The Tsarist Russia should be transformed into a communist state. So communism should come to spread throughout Russia. And Russia, as you are aware, is a large country, the largest landmass in the world, has a large population, and so spread communism to Russia. What is communism? Of course, you are aware it is an anti-God ideology. The ideology is anti-God, and the prophets of communism, I'll call them prophets of communism because they are professing anti-God ideas. And one of them is Karl Marx, a German. Actually, he was a Jew, and his real name was not Karl Marx. He was a Jew, and he was also a member of the Mason, and he wrote against Christianity, and he also wrote against religion. So his writings was anti-God. He hated Christianity, and he advocated for the overthrow of governments. He advocated for violence. He advocated for the abolition of the family and religion in general, because he said religion is the opium of the masses. When Karl Marx, a communist writer and a member of the Freemason and a Jew, was speaking against religion, and he was actually targeting Christianity. So, First World War came. The purpose was to turn Russia, a major nation with the largest land mass in the world, to a communist state. That was the beginning of communism, or the intensification of communist activities in Russia. And after the First World War, they planned the Second World War. So what was the motive behind the Second World War? And according to the writings and the manifesto of the Sinister forces, there were two principal objectives of the Second World War. The first one was to establish the state of Israel, to establish the state of Israel, to locate Israel, or to send Jews to Israel. You remember Karl Marx was also a Jew. And you remember um, a lot of the people who agitated for the establishment of the state of Israel, they were Jews, and some of them were members of the Freemason, and so they were implementing the agenda of the Freemason. The Freemason is anti-God, is a Luciferian secret society. So establish the state of Israel and also expand communist activities into Western Europe, into Europe or over Europe. Expand communist control over Europe, both the West and the East. And that was the objective of the Second World War that killed so many people. The Second World War ended in 1945, and it resulted in realignment of global power. And as we are aware, in 1948, the state of Israel was established, and it was established with the help of American President Harry Truman, Lord Balfour of England, and then the Rothschild family. And you have to remember the spiritual identity of these people who were the leading architects of the establishment of Israel. Harry Truman, was he a member of the Freemason? And if an American president is a member of the Freemason, it means that the policies that he will implement will be policies directed and dictated by the Freemason. So Israel was founded in 1948. And you have to remember that when we're talking about the Mason, it originated in Israel, in Jerusalem, and that is the secret. And so you have Masonic influence in Israel, and the Supreme Court of Israel, the architecture of the building of the Supreme Court of Israel shows Masonic characters. So it symbolizes the influence of the Freemason in the state that was established in 1948. So you see Freemason activity in Israel, and then you also have to conclude, or you have to infer why the Freemasons were interested in the state of Israel. Of course, Jerusalem is the center of world religion, as you know now. Jerusalem is the center of Christianity, is the center of Judaism, is also influenced by Islam. So three major religions converge in Jerusalem. And so it's very, very important to Lucifer, because Lucifer has to control religion and to be able to control Christianity, to be able to control agenda of the Messiah, Yeshua, Jesus Christ. And for him to do that, he has to be able to control Jerusalem. He has to be able to control world religion. And he has to discredit Christianity, the religion of the Messiah, the Lion of the tribe of Judah, the church founded by the Messiah, the Lion of the tribe of Judah. Something has to be done to dismantle Christianity. And to dismantle Christianity is important also to dismantle all religion, because you want to create a world that is anti-God. And so you have to abolish all religion, and particularly Christianity, that is the agenda of the Luciferian free Masonic order, and it is the agenda behind the wars, particularly the Second World War, to establish the state of Israel and also to expand communist control over over Europe. Jerusalem is very, very important, and so the Masonic order realized that Jerusalem is very, very important because the Antichrist will have his center in Jerusalem, and Satan will enthrone his agent, the Antichrist. And the Antichrist will work hand in hand with the beast, the false prophet. So Jerusalem will be a center. The Luciferians are aware of the prophecy about Jerusalem. Jerusalem has been chosen by Elohim himself, and the Messiah, Jesus Christ, will be enthroned on the throne of David in Jerusalem, and the time is coming very soon. And so the Masonic order implementing the Satanic, Sinister, Luciferian agenda had to go and establish a state in Israel for them to be able to capture Jerusalem and then prepare the way for their Messiah, the Antichrist, who will deceive so many people and lead so many people to hell. So that is the agenda of the agenda behind the Second World War, to establish a state of Israel and also to expand communist control over Europe. And so you saw communist infiltration in Europe after the World War II, and you have even Germany. Germany was divided, and you had East Germany, communist, and then West Germany. You had the communist orbit in Eastern Europe under the leadership of Russia. We were talking about the era of the Soviet Union, Union of Socialist States, USSR. And of course, it was the objective of the architects of the Second World War to expand communist control over Europe, and also to solidify their control in Jerusalem. And that will mean that they have to establish a state. They call it a state of Israel. They established it in 1948. So don't forget the influence behind the establishment of the state of Israel. I'm talking about the Masonic influence, the influence of the Freemason in the establishment of the state of Israel. And the Freemason are legends of the leaders who were behind the establishment of the state of Israel, including the American president, the Freemasonic president who helped in the establishment of the state of Israel. You can read more, and I will recommend the book written by Ronald Darton. Ronald Darton is an African American, he's a Hebrew Israelite, and he wrote a book Hebrews to Negroes. Uh, there are several volumes, and you have to read, particularly volume 1. He has written extensively on these issues. So wars are not just coincidence. They are part of a well orchestrated plan following the footprint of Lucifer himself, who is the prince of this world, per John chapter 14, verse 30, but whose government and leadership will end very soon with the coming of our Lord and Savior, the Messiah, the Lion of the tribe of Judah. So we have First World War, we have Second World War. Now they are planning World War III. It's not just a coincidence. You could argue that wars are planned by the merchants of war so that they will profit from it. But you have to remember that the merchants of war, they are doing the bidding of their father, Lucifer. And the bidding is to destroy Christianity in the world, and also to destroy family in the world, to destroy religion altogether, to establish a Luciferian new world order. So the World War III would be to establish the new world order, Novus Ordo Seclorum, and it is written on the bill of American dollar, New World Order. And when you see the uncompleted pyramid on American seal or American dollar, the uncompleted pyramid refers to or symbolizes the agenda that is not yet completed. A complete agenda will actually show we have a world that is a Luciferian world, a world that is anti-God, a world that there's no Christianity and there's no religion. So World War III, they are planning World War III. What is the satanic agenda behind World War III? And the agenda behind World War III is to establish a Luciferian new world order. New world order. Luciferian new world order. And they have some strategies and tactics. And one of the tactics is to use one religion against the other. And now they are using Islam against Christianity. And why would they do that? They would do that because they want to abolish the influence of Christianity in the world, and they are distorting the Bible. They are corrupting the morals of the young men and young women over the world. They are destroying the family. Hamas, the communist apostle, intellectual, a Jew, and a member of the Freemason, he advocated for the abolishment of the family. Why the family? The first institution that was attacked by Satan is the family of Adam and Eve. And no wonder at this time, at the time when the Messiah is coming, they are waging war on the family. They are destroying the family. They are corrupting the family. They are introducing the LGBTQ all over the world. It's an attempt to destroy the family. It is a continuation of the Luciferian agenda to destroy the family that happened in the Garden of Eden. So World War III, they are planning for World War III, and they are using Islam to destroy Christianity. And if they even they are also using Christianity to destroy Western civilization period. Rather, they are using they are corrupting Christianity to destroy Western civilization. They are also using Islam to destroy Western civilization and civilization all over the world. The Asian civilization, the African civilization, the Western civilization, because they are promoting immoral activities and they are promoting lawlessness. They are promoting lifestyle that are anti-God because they hate God. The Luciferians hate God because they are promoting, um, because they hate God, they are promoting the agenda that will infuriate God, that will blaspheme the name of God, and that will be a rebellion against God. So World War III, they are planning World War III, and the World War III is to initiate the new world order, and they will call for peace. And who will bring the peace? The Antichrist will bring the peace, and at long last, they will have their man in power. The Antichrist will emerge, and Jerusalem is prophesied to be the headquarters of the Antichrist. Um, the Antichrist will be enrobed and enthroned as the king, the new king to be worshipped. So what will happen in Jerusalem would be transfer of power from the dragon to the first beast and to the second beast. The transfer of power from Lucifer to the Antichrist, and from the Antichrist to the false prophet. And we are heading towards that period. So we are heading towards World War III. And they were very much in a hurry to initiate World War III because they had a 2030 deadline, and they were doing it. Unfortunately, their plans were torpedoed because there was a change of government in America. You are looking at the circumstances behind the coming of Donald Trump in 2024 American presidential election. War was going to break out. They were using Russia and Ukraine as the theater of World War III. And are you saying that World War III is no longer on the books? No, it is still on the books. And as you are aware, even though Trump is in power in America, war and the rumors of war have not ceded, they have not subsided. They are opening another front of war. And here you hear about Iran, American preparing to attack Iranian nuclear facilities, and Iran also threatening to retaliate. You have to look at all those things within the context of biblical prophecy, because there will be wars and rumors of war, because it is the plan of Lucifer to wage war in order to achieve certain satanic objectives, including depopulation of the world, including the establishment of a Luciferian new world order, and the initiation of a system that will be used by the Antichrist. So that's the satanic objective of the new world order, and it will lead to a blasphemy where they will have a temple in Jerusalem, and the temple will be desecrated by the Antichrist. The Antichrist, who is Lucifer's incarnate in Jerusalem, sitting on the throne in Jerusalem and demanding worship from all over the world. So World War III will come, and it has a satanic blueprint. They are following the blueprint of their occult grand masters, including Albert Pike, and including the writings of Karl Marx. And don't be surprised, because those so-called academics and intellectuals who wrote so many volumes of book against God. They were members of the Mason. They were of the Masonic order. Of course, I mentioned Karl Marx, who wrote against the family, and he advocated for the abolishment of all religion, including and especially Christianity, the abolishment of the family. Karl Marx, a Jew and a German. And don't also forget Charles Darwin. Charles Darwin, who he knew the Bible very well, but he still wrote against God. He propounded the Satanic theory of evolutionism, trying to discredit the the purpose of Genesis, uh, trying to discredit the gospel, trying to discredit the story of creation by um, claiming that the world evolved. Charles Darwin was a Freemason. He was an occult writer, and he has a lot of influence in the same way that Albert Pike, a Freemason and a Master Mason, has a lot of influence in the world. And the leaders who are selected to propound and propagate the ideas of the Luciferian order, they are behind the sinister plot to wage World War III. That will be a nuclear war. That will be an Armageddon. That will be a war that will establish the Luciferian New World Order. That will bring the Antichrist, and that will result in many people being destroyed and cast into the lake of fire. Because those people who will die, some of them will not have repented, and their names will not have been written in the Lamb's Book of Life, and they will be held. Um, they will be held in, or they will be cast into the lake of fire. So today we have an outline of why the wars, World War One, World War Two, and then the impending World War III. It is not coincidence. It is a blueprint of Satan that was given to the Satan's agents who did and are doing the bidding of Satan. And one of them even established the Church of Satan in America in 1966. And they succeeded in bringing the World War, First World War, and that resulted in communization of Russia. And then the Second World War, establishing the State of Israel, knowing very well that Jerusalem will be the center of the throne of David, and that will be taken over by the Lion of the tribe of Judah. So they have to go and desecrate Jerusalem. So you remember what the Messiah said in Luke 21:24. Jerusalem will be trodden by Gentiles until the time of the Gentiles. What did Jesus mean about that? He meant that Jerusalem would be trodden by world armies, and world armies will encompass Jerusalem when there's war. And they have been preparing for that war because it is part of the Luciferian plan to control Jerusalem and to prevent the Messiah, Yeshua, Jesus Christ, to fulfill prophecy. But they are lying. The Messiah will come very soon, and he will be able to fulfill prophecy. And so that is our analysis of why wars, particularly World War One, World War Two, and the planned World War III. It is part of the Luciferian agenda to abolish Christianity, to destroy Christianity, and to pit Islam against Christianity. And after pitting Islam against Christianity, they will go all the way to wage war against Islam. And so now you see Trump waging war against Iran, an Islamic state. That is the last thing that they will do. They use Islam to destroy Western civilization, to destroy Christianity, and after they have succeeded, then they will turn around and destroy Islam itself, and then it will give them the last opportunity to establish a godless society, a Luciferian new world order that will be controlled by their man, the Antichrist, the son of perdition, who will go into perdition. Thank you for watching this video. My email is raptureafrica@yahoo.com. I'm leaving it in the description box. Thank you.